Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and comment. So the topic I'll be doing today is my mental approach to social situations. Actually, I'm doing about 2 parts of this because it's a very long story. So this is part 1. So I'll be just talking about how I approach mentally social situations, or approach it mentally. See, long before I became this assertive, outspoken person, I was quiet, shy, conservative. If I am to this day, not as much as I'm assertive and outspoken, because as we go along, I've gotten more comfortable being outspoken and being the assertive person instead of being quiet all the time. So I was always quiet at the time. I was shy, if you want to call it that. I didn't really have the confidence to, start conversation with persons on a consistent basis like I'm doing now. So back in the day, for me, it was natural to not be the one to start a conversation first or say much or things like that at first. It was natural because, as I said, my confidence. And at that time, I wasn't self-aware either. So I really recognize it, and I was having trouble in being confident in my own self, so to speak. And it get to a point at the time where I'm just like, you know what? When I was watching persons at the time, I would just wish that, you know what? I wish I was this person. I was this person, but at first, that's how much I had trouble in being confident in myself about, being successful in social situations. Didn't handle me first. So okay, so when I was one thing, I attend many social situations. Like I would go to youth meetings back in the day before COVID. I would be at school, camps, etc. Any place I'm doing social situation in general, or we would go out and around persons. Later on, I realized I wouldn't recognize the time because I wasn't really reflecting on things like that. But as we go along, I will reflect. I will realize that, you know what, it's like I don't do well in being around persons or multiple persons, because I the feeling I will feel from time to time. And what's really scary back in the day was that before I even found out about my disability and thing, which I'll talk about later on, is that it's almost like I didn't recognize it till later that the only way I would be successful was to be assertive and put myself out there and just come out of my comfort zone. Those things I learned later on. Didn't learn it right away. But then again, one thing in life, you can't learn everything one time. So some things you'll learn later on. So that's one thing I know about life. Life is a lot of things. So how I approached it back in the day was just, just quiet and not say much, just be conservative. I mean, it was a very comfortable. I was comfortable just not saying much. I was put myself out there. I was comfortable with that department. But as I go along, especially when I was at youth meetings, I will start to contribute more and say things from time to time. I even contribute to the discussion that we will talk about. Anytime I go to youth meetings, I was 11, I was very young. That's where I started to go to youth meetings back in my church in Kingston St. Richards. And if you ask me who I talked to most during that time, the span of when I wasn't all that confident in being assertive was the youth advisors at the time. I would talk to them when I talked to some youths. I might talk to them a couple of times, but almost every after youth meetings, almost like that. If I don't talk to the youth advisor, I probably find myself by myself or something. I mean, and every time we're in a group, it's almost like, as I said, I didn't realize it today that when I'm in groups, it's almost like I don't do well in groups. It's almost like, out of me and anybody else that you put in a group, it's like I'm the only one that's in danger of getting left out because of whatever the reason was at the time. Couldn't understand why. But if you ask me now, I'll be like, well, because they know that I'm different. Well, everybody's different as well. have a disability, so can recognize all of that till later on, and that's really part that's scary about all of that. But as I began to gain confidence, so one by one, I said, all right, you know what? Let me be the one. It took me long enough to pick up that it'll come down to me being assertive from your spoken and me coming out of my comfort zone. I didn't know it would come down to that, but it did. I even said it will come down to that. Once I know about it, words has power. And I still feel like even if I didn't say it, it would come down to that anyway, so it really didn't matter what I say. I didn't have to say much. Sometimes I feel like I don't have to say much and things just happen. So whether I said it or not, just by how the situation went or what's going along at the time. So what I can say is once I developed the confidence in being assertive during the time when I was at youth meeting was a wrap after that. And I feel like I can contribute and, you know, shine brightly at any time. So I wanted to have that confidence that I could chip in there, pick my spots and decide, say, and I didn't say this, but I'll say it now, I could be the most quiet person and I can be also be the most talkative person if I so choose. All this is a choice. It depends on my mental approach when I approach youth meetings during the night. So I remember once one night where I didn't come to youth meeting for a little while. I came back. This is one of the moments I will never forget. I came back and everybody was having fun and engaged in a thing. I was literally by myself. I even separated myself from the group during that night. I wasn't assertive or nothing like that. So by 2015, I was 16 at the time. Only a couple of person came up there and encouraged me to engage. The game side. That was game side that night. And honestly, now that I think about it, I guess I didn't have the confidence in me to be engaged with others. Didn't have me at the time to know. So, as I said, this is part one. More of the story is having a person that encourages you and you believe in yourself that you can overcome any situation that you're in. It really goes a long way. Because once I develop the confidence that I can thrive through social situations by just me being me and being assertive, talkative person I am, and being the social butterfly, it really goes a long way. It's almost like I got a green light. So I said, alright, got it. Alright, cool. So from all of that to know, I mean, there's more to me. There's more story to me. The moments where I showed up and delivered me being assertive and outspoken. So stick around for that. So, guys, this is the end of my YouTube video, part one of my mental approach to social situations. Stay tuned to part two of my mental approach to social situations. Remember to subscribe and like my channel and to comment on it as well.